Well, hello there. How are you? This is Wayne Eulery, host of the Thirsty Thursday Call. Welcome aboard. If this is your first time on the Thirsty Thursday Call, we want to welcome you. We want to let you know this is a call we've been doing now for 5 years. Started out as a little call for our team. It was a little spread out from the west to east coast. And we just needed a way to connect, to promote some community throughout the week. And so we called it the Thirsty Thursday, the second to last day to the end of our week. And so we thought, you know what a great way to go out with a bang, get our people fired up and excited, and finish off Friday with a bang. And next thing you know, it started to grow and grow and grow and grow to where now we're an international call. I see many people Skyping in from the UK, from Brazil, and all over. And so we want to welcome you. Thanks for joining us on the call. If you're in the U.S. and maybe even Canada, I think it just works in the U.S., you can take out your cell phone and you can text. That's right, take out your cell phone and you can text the word Thursday to 5051. So text the word Thursday to 5051. And if you'd like to learn how to get connected via Skype, it's a free call. As long as you have Skype, it's a Skype-to-Skype connection. If you're out of the United States and you don't want to call in long distance, you can do it free with Skype. Just visit thirstythursdaycall.com. Go to one of our recent blog posts, and in the upper right-hand corner, you'll see the Thirsty Thursday phone. Open up your Skype account, click on the Thirsty Thursday phone, and you'll begin to dial right in automatically. Then you just need to use the Skype dial pad to enter in 136326, which is our code, and you're on the call. I make it so easy, so simple, that anybody can do it. So, hey, I am so excited for the call that we have tonight. We have got a jam-packed, action-packed call. We have some excellent speakers. You're not going to want to miss this. Make sure you send out some last-minute messages to your teams and let them know to get on the call. And listen, the reason I go through all the trouble of making the blog posts and creating this thirstythursdaycall.com website, yes, it is a website. We don't just have a group on Facebook. We also have a website. And I put this blog post together. It showcases the speakers. I ask them some questions. We interview them before the call, and it puts it all on there. And this can be used as a tool for you and your business. All you need to do is click the share button on the blog post, share it to your Facebook, Twitter, whatever you got, and say something as simple as, hey, why don't you guys check out who's going to be speaking on this international call with me tonight, or with my sponsor or my friend or whatever, and who knows, maybe you'll want to jump on the call too. So, hey, that's the method to my madness. That's the purpose for the website and for everything that I've done, just to make one other tool for the community, because I truly believe that if you help enough people get what they want, you can have everything you want in life. So, hey, I am so excited to get this call started, to bring on our first callers. And the first callers we're going to have on tonight are Kate and Travis Wilson from Prior Lake, Minnesota, Blue Diamonds in Montevideo. And so I'm really excited to talk with them. And then after them, we're going to hear from Claudia and Stan Simpson, Blue Diamonds from Anderson, South Carolina. We met on the we got to hang out in Israel when we went on the Israel trip last year. I got some really exciting news to share about them. And to close us off, we have Corbin and Holly Roush, Presidential Black Diamonds from Tulsa, Oklahoma. And if that all wasn't good enough, I got a special guest speaker coming on at the end of the call, okay? So hang in there. We're going to have a lot of fun tonight. And if you're new to this call, just listen. Listen for the heart. Listen for the passion. Listen for the drive, the dream. We're dreamers. Okay, if you're not a dreamer, I don't know, maybe we can help you. You know, I'm hoping we can. But we're a bunch of dreamers here. We're a bunch of dreamers that got tired of the just over broke, the job or the rat race or whatever you call it, and we just wanted something more in life. We wanted something more for our health, the health of our families, the health for ourselves, and we wanted another way to make income. It wasn't just a linear way to earn income. In other words, we didn't want to just trade time for money. We wanted to do something today that could continue to pay us tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day. And so that's what kind of people we are. And we love people. We have a heart for people. We have a passion for people. So you're not going to learn a whole lot about our products. You're not going to learn a whole lot about all the many ways that they pay us to share our products. That's for the person who invited you to the call to do. You're going to want to get back in touch with them, and they'll take you to that next step and share with you. This is for you just to hear people from all over the country experiencing success in their health, wealth, and in the lives of the people that they touch. So listen, without any further ado, I do want to bring on our first callers tonight, Kate and Travis Wilson. Kate and Travis, are you on the line?
I'm here.
Kate, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. Thanks, Wayne. I appreciate you inviting me on.
Oh, glad to have you. Will Travis be able to make it tonight?
He won't. He's taking care of the rest of the house. Sorry about that.
That's awesome. That's what my wife does. She takes care of the rest of the house, too. We got 3 kids. I see you have 4, right?
Right.
Oh, my gosh, that is so awesome. So listen, Kate, tell us a little bit about how you first got involved with Monavie. How did you first hear about it?
When the first time that I heard about it to get myself involved was when Travis's mom told me about some of the health benefits they were getting from this juice. I had been on the phone with her telling her about my how tired I was. I was pregnant with our 3rd child, and I had 2 other ones running around. And one of them didn't want to take naps anymore, and I was still working as a pharmaceutical rep, and I just didn't have the energy for my life. So when she told me that she and my father-in-law had been getting a lot of energy from this juice, I just said, please send me some. And I really liked what I was experiencing from the juice. So when I decided, the idea of getting involved in the business came later when I had already liked the health benefits I was getting, and then it was really just a few weeks into it, I was telling my mother-in-law that I just really wanted to stay at home with my kiddos, and I didn't want to be a pharmaceutical rep anymore. I didn't want to be working. I wanted to be home with them and be the one to raise my kids. And she said, well, you should look into the business of Monavie. And Ty Hill is Travis's cousin, and she had been doing the business for a short time and was already a Blue Diamond. I didn't know what Blue Diamond meant, but she said she's making 6 figures doing this juice thing, and she stays at home with her kids. So I thought, I'm open-minded. Tell me a little bit more about it. So that's how I started in the business side of it.
Awesome. And you were a pharmaceutical sales rep, you said?
I was, yep.
And what was your husband doing at the time?
Well, he was and still is. We have another business in our household. He runs an insurance brokerage, so he owns the company and leads maybe, 30 or 40 people in insurance sales.
Fantastic. Our Wayne and Molly Dover that were on last week, Wayne is in an insurance business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's awesome.
Yep.
Awesome. So you get in, you have health benefits. How long after you got in did you decide, hey, you know what, I want to do the business?
It just took a few weeks. Maybe, 5 or 6 weeks before it took me a few weeks to say yes, and then it took me a few more weeks to figure out the whole, this is the business side of it, this is what you're supposed to do. And, my Ty Hill lives in Oklahoma and I live in Minnesota, so she was doing a really great job of coaching me over the phone, but there's a little bit of lag time, sometimes, especially as we were getting started there. So it was
awesome.
A few weeks. It wasn't too long.
Okay, awesome. And I was looking at your progression. You went gold in a couple of weeks, you went emerald in the same year, and then right at the beginning, it looks like not even a year, you were at the level, you hit the level of a Blue Diamond.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Did you, when you got in, were you just shocked at the speed of things, or did you think that, yeah? I
was definitely shocked. And, I remember saying, in the old Momentum video or whatever it was that, Orrin Woodward says, it's like we're unstoppable. And that's what I felt like. I was like, holy cow, this thing's crazy. I don't even know what I'm doing. Which then I thought, it was great, but I also found that it led to a lot of success without a lot of learning at the same time. So I didn't really learn how to do the business of network marketing. I made a bunch of money because of past successes, like Randy Schrader says. I had some great, I'll say reputation. I had great friends, amazing people that I knew who got involved with us, and it was really great. I still had a lot of things to learn and still do have a lot of things to learn about how to make network marketing a career for me.
You sound a lot like myself, because I went pretty quick too. I went Emerald in 14 months, and it was the same thing. Past successes, really didn't learn the business. I went, and then it caught up to me. I began to lose market. My business started to fall a little bit, or I should say quite a bit. And then, got my feelings hurt and said, okay, how do I do this? let me roll up my sleeves. Because you know what, I'm a firm believer, and I've always been, that if you can do something once, you can do it again.
Yeah.
And recently, I know you've experienced some new success. Tell us what's going on in your business.
Yeah, I got involved. I went to the leadership boot camp that the Roush has held. There are upline black diamonds and presidential black diamonds. They're fabulous. And one of the challenges that got thrown at us was to get involved in the 30-30 program. Don't ask me what that is, because I'm not actually 100% sure how to define it, but I do know that it means that you're committed to going to work and committed to accountability of what you're doing on a regular basis. So just that it's step 3 is make some commitments, and that became my make some commitments. And so I started, making sure that on a weekly basis that I was scanning scanning 20 people, and I was handing out some bottles, or some product, I should say. Not all bottles went out, and that I was, showing the plan to people and just getting really committed with that and with what I was doing. And then the success comes with the activity, right? I mean, I don't even really feel like I did a ton, but there were an awful lot of people that I scanned who were like, oh, I need to start drinking my juice again. And they, orders started going in, and then there were people who got back on auto ship, and then there were new people who I put in, and there were new people who some of my people put in, and it just the ball started rolling again, and activity starts happening when you start doing something.
Okay, and how long ago was that you started the 30-30 plan?
Beginning of May, so I guess 4 weeks ago.
So about a month.
Yeah.
About 4 weeks. Okay, and so what can you tell us that you experienced from that? I mean, I know when I got started, and it was bottle placing and that kind of thing, and with each bottle and in each exposure, you learn something, you sharpen your skill, you learn how to do something better. What one nugget or what one thing could you share people or let them know to encourage them to do such a program, to place 30 bottles in 30 days or whatever the plan would be? What would you say that you got from that? Like, what changed?
Sure.
Or what sharpened?
Ken Porter did a great job speaking at this boot camp. I really loved hearing from him. And, he really made it clear to me, like crystal clear, that finally after 5 years, that there's really only 4 things that you have to do in order to build this business. And it's learning how to continually always be building your list, learning how to invite them to hear about it, showing them the presentation, showing them the plan, and then following up. And those 4 things, you have to get really good at them. And that's what I feel like this 30-30 is doing, is making me get out there and doing all those little things and keeping my eyes open, constantly putting new people on my list, maybe talking to some old people, but talking to some new people too, and being forgiving of myself when I fail, but still, it's so valuable to do it because it just gets you out. The more you do it, the better you get at it, and it really takes the doing of it to get better at it.
Right. The skill to do comes in the doing, right?
Yes, thank you, Randy. Absolutely.
Yep, exactly. So can you tell us, just not to dissect everything, but you said, always adding to your list or building to your list. Give me an example of a way that maybe in the last week that you've done that. What is, because some people, I know the answer, what I would say to this, but I want to hear what you're saying. Some people are new. It's like, well, what do you mean adding to your list? I built a list, and I put everybody I knew. So now after 5 years, we're in the same boat, right? We've gone through a lot of our list that we had 5 years ago, so I know we're adding to the list. Give us an example of how in the last week or so you've done that. Sure.
Well, I have two great examples. One is I happened to go into a coffee shop. I was meeting a girlfriend and her kid. Me and my kids were meeting my girlfriend and her kids there. And as I was, ordering my coffee, I said, "Gosh, I always see you here. You work so hard." And the guy said, "Yeah, I work here, and this is only one of my jobs. I also am a personal trainer." And I was like, "No way. Where do you work?" We started talking. I said, "Well, you'd probably love what I have. I'm going to scan my girlfriend and give her antioxidant score out here. You should come and get your score." So that just led to, the conversation just obviously was going to naturally go there. And it was really because we just started talking from the beginning. And it may not have led there. It may have gone somewhere totally different, but he's a sharp dude, and I was bound to put him on my list anyway because I thought he was a sharp guy. It's keeping my eyes open to that. And then another example was this weekend. I had made the commitment that this was just going to be a family weekend, that I could, consider prospecting, but I wasn't going to bring out my juice. I wasn't going to bring out my scanner. This was going to be like off limits, no work kind of a weekend. But throughout the weekend, there were two people who came up to me, and as throughout our conversation, we started talking about health. And I was like, "Oh, well, you would probably love what I do then." And I made a brief mention of it, but I said, we'll probably have to get together outside, once we are done here, and I'll come over and scan you guys, and you can get your antioxidant scores and see how healthy your insides are. So I was now I've got an opportunity to call these people and say, "Okay, can I come over tomorrow night and scan your family at home?" That's awesome. And I think many of us that are on the call, if you guys just think, you have some sort of a routine. We all have routines. In Kate's example here, she goes to Starbucks a lot, so she sees this person over and over again. Think about where you're going. Where are you going on a daily basis? And, I think sometimes these things just don't dawn on us. We kind of take it for granted. I don't think we realize that, hey, the guy might not know your name, but he knows your face, and if you just say, "Hey, you know what, I see you here all the time." Sometimes it might, with her, he led in with, "Hey, I'm a personal trainer," so it made so much sense for her to say, "Oh my gosh, you love what I." But if he might not have said that, maybe he might have said, "Hey, what is your name?" Some of us might just say something like, "Hey, I see you here all the time. What is your name?" "My name's John." "Okay, hey, I'm Wayne." And whenever I get a John and I say, "Hey, I'm Wayne," I said, "Hey, we make good movies together," right? John Wayne. I get the stupid corny chuckle, and the person relaxes. And you know what? That might be all I do, though, that time. I might not say, "Hey, I'm meeting a friend to scan them and this and that," because I know I'm going to see the guy again. But, hey, thanks for sharing that, because I really think that, we say so much on these calls, and sometimes we need to just give a little more. And I know that it really helps the people, Kate. So I really appreciate you sharing that. So what have you accomplished then? There's something I know you've accomplished in this past month, right? Tell me what's going on. Well, I'm pretty excited about it. Like I said, my business grew to Blue Diamond. It was great. But then I didn't know what I was doing, and I had no skills that I had learned. So over this past, I would say my business had fallen to a point such that I can requalify for gold, which to me at first it was very, it hurt my pride a little bit to even tell anybody that. But as I was reading my Bible the other day, the verse came out at me where it said, "God can't honor you if you're prideful," and it didn't really say it exactly like that, but it was something like that, and that's how I read it. And I was like, you got to strip off the pride and not worry about it, and be humble, have humility, and be okay with where I'm at, and just start from where I am. And so when I last week or the week before or something, I hit my first week requalifying for gold. And I guess the reason why I'm so excited about it is because I have to just hit it 2 more times before July 22nd, and I get to go to the black tie event, and I have not been to a black tie event, so I'm pretty fired up about the opportunity to do that. So,
that is just, I mean, it's an awesome story. I had the same thing happen to me last summer. That's how I got to go on a cruise. I actually got to go to Israel. It was because I requalified at these different levels. And, people have no idea sometimes what those of us who have had success, and I think everybody just thinks it's so easy. We have an easy time and all this. But I love sharing these stories because it just shows that, again, if you did it once, you can do it again. And I bet now that Kate is rising through the ranks again, requalifying, going to black tie, I bet she's doing things different.
Right.
I bet as this team is growing, see, when I went Emerald, I thought I made it. I wasn't connecting with anybody. I wasn't doing anything. This thing was like just a creature. It was just out of control, and it almost disappeared overnight because of that. And now when someone joins my business, I want to know them. I want to meet their family. And it wasn't that I was this cold-hearted person. I just didn't realize what I needed to be doing. And I always said to myself, when it comes back again and I see the same thing again, I'm doing things differently. Wouldn't you agree you're in a wiser position now as you're coming back through again?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And
I feel really blessed, too, because as I come back, I have an amazing group of people that I get to work with, both my upline and my downline that are still around. I have just an incredible, wonderful group of people who are also sharp, wise, committed people who are successful, and it's fun to be able to do this together. So many of the things that I would do different there's many things I would not do different, and I think it's important to remember the successes that we had, that there were, good things that we did too, but then some of those things that we need to change, those are definitely some skills I'm working on.
Awesome. And I was texting with Steve Merritt before the call, and I said to him, you know what, Steve? I think I haven't even really gotten started yet. I think I was just getting warmed up.
Right.
If you hear him say that all the time, we're just getting started. And I kind of, guys, conventional businesses, it's 5 years before you even start making a profit. Right? I mean, you're putting this franchise together or whatever it is that you're doing. It's 5 years, a lot of times, before they even start making profits. It's not to say that Kate or I didn't make money over the past 5 years. I've made money every week in Montevideo since I started. I've never gone 1 week without getting a check.
Right.
And I'm sure you could say the same, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every single week. And you know what? Now, here's the thing. When I was going to become a Robert Kiyosaki mentor years ago, one of the things they asked me was to write the only thing they asked me to write about was all my pitfalls and all the mistakes I made. And I was like, are you kidding? Like, who applies to a job or anything and tells them all the stuff they messed up? and I called my mentor, and I said, Wayne, they want me to do all this. And he's like, Wayne, don't worry. I know his name was Wayne. It makes a funny story. But anyway, he says, Wayne, don't worry. Do it. They just want to know that you're relatable.
Right.
So now anybody that comes into my business, and I know Kate feels the same way, there's probably nothing we haven't been through that person may be going through, may end up going through, or what, because we've been there. And I think that these stories are awesome because it shows the perseverance, the commitment, and I'm just so excited to be on the call with you and to hear this because, it just goes to show that if you just put your mind to something, make the decision to go do it, learn the ropes, follow your upline, you're going to achieve success in this. So, Kate, tell us before we're done here. The last thing I want to hear from you is the new person that you're bringing on your team, or the person you're just talking to for the first time about the business, or I'm just imagining this person might be listening to our call. Someone who's brand new, someone who might even be just looking at this. What kind of advice? What would you share with them to encourage them about this business?
I guess there's no other industry that I've found that offers the lifestyle that this industry can offer, the income plus the time that you have with your family, plus the things that you learn along the way. But there's also going to be lots of ups and downs as you go through it. So just being committed to learning about yourself, learning new skills, and changing growing as a person. You don't want to stay stagnant anyway, but growing as a person for the better. And if you're willing to do that, you will see huge success in this business. Even if you do go through the ups and downs, you'll come out smelling like roses on the other end.
Awesome. Kate, thank you so much for speaking on the call tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's been fun.
You got it. Looking forward to seeing you in Utah.
You will, yes. Same.
All right, have a good night. We are going to go on to our next caller, guys. And our next caller, I feel like a radio show guy. Our next speakers, Claudia and Stan Simpson from South Carolina. And like I said before, we had a chance to spend some time together out in Israel. And boy, did we have a blast out there last summer. And hey, guys, are you on the phone? Claudia and Stan Simpson, are you guys out there? Are you muted? Okay, going once. I know I saw you guys on the line. Let's see, make sure you're here. Yeah, I see. Okay, Claudia, I'm going to unmute you. There we go. Claudia, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, good to hear you. Good to hear you. Welcome to the call. Hey, listen.
Thanks,
yeah, I'm so glad to hear you. Is Stan around?
He's right here with me.
Hi, Stan. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Oh, I'm fantastic. So good to hear your voice.
Thanks so much. Thanks so much for having us on the call.
Oh, you got it. So glad to have you and excited to hear what's going on in your neck of the woods. So tell us real quick what was going on when Monavie first, dropped into your lap. Tell us, what happened.
Okay. Well, you want me to take this?
Ahead.
Okay, I'll take this one. Our friends from Florida, actually Ken and Helen Sutton were our friends, and they called us on the phone and told us that they had a product that was just doing great things for people's health in Florida. And I'm like Matt Curtis, we got in less than 20 minutes. I mean, we didn't need a lot of coaxing to try a product that they believed in. And so we got in and we drank the product for a full year, Wayne, before we ever understood what we had our hands on. We never missed a serving, and thank God we never pushed that red button to turn off auto ship. I'm so glad we didn't do that. But, we would get emails all the time from Gina Merritt, who was our upline. Wonderful upline, by the way, Steve and Gina Merritt. Woohoo. We love them. And she would be talking about the business. And I would always delete her emails until one day it kind of occurred to us that we were not where we thought we'd be at our stage of life. I mean, we were getting older. I was probably 10 years from retiring as a teacher, and we still had 2 kids that needed to go to college. And you know how you have dreams when you're younger, and then those dreams begin to shrink as you get older, and so they sort of shrink along with your finances, and that's exactly what happened to us. And we saw people making money with this, Wayne, and it gradually got a hold of us. And I'm sure a lot of people, it happened the exact same way, but that was how it was for us.
Wow, that's awesome. So tell me, from there, you guys decide to do the business. You start sharing the products, right? I mean, what did you start to find out as you started sharing the products with people?
Okay, well, the first thing we found out, of course, is that these products worked because they did great things for our health. And as I said, we were getting a little older and we were starting to fall apart and see some things going wrong. And so we saw the products working for us. And then I guess when we really saw this is when we went to an event, and I think it was probably a convention, I don't remember, probably in Orlando. And that's when I saw, hey, it went from my head to my heart for both of us. We looked at each other, and my husband said to me, he said, if you want to do this, it's not going to be easy, but if we're going to do it, we're going to really do it. We're going to get all in, and we're going to really do it. And so that is what we decided to do, Wayne. We got in to go diamond. I mean, that was our goal because that was the level everybody talked about, and we could sort of see ourselves there. So we never treated it like a hobby. We never got in to try it to see if it was going to work, but we were in it to win it. But the thing was, we had no idea all the learning we were going to have to do along the way. So, you know, we've enjoyed every minute of it, and we have met the most amazing people. But it was something that we just grabbed a hold of and decided to do.
So tell me, what is going on in your, well, you know, I know one thing that's going on right now in your business is, and I want to say congratulations. I hear that you won. I don't like saying won because it's almost like it was a lottery. No, you worked and you earned an iPad Mini.
Yay.
That's right. This week we did that, and it's been so much fun. I'm glad they extended the deadline. Tell
me, what did you do to earn the Mini? What did you do to earn this iPad Mini? Like,
okay, well, I'm going to let Stan talk.
What did you do? Go ahead. Yeah, let me hear, Stan.
Yeah, I'm going to let him talk about it because we set some goals back after Orlando, and we'll talk about that.
That's one thing I like about Monavie. They set your goals sometimes for you. Like win the mini iPad, get 5 people in, 3 of them stars, and you have it. And we focused in on that. We got 3 good business builders, and we worked with them day by day, calling them, having meetings for them. And next thing you know, we had 1, then we had 2, then we had our 3rd one this past week. And now we're working on a 4th and a 5th one. It's just
we can win 2 mini iPads, I think.
We're looking for business builders. One of our goals was to get, you know, again, 20 people left and 20 right, and get 12 business builders. Get some. Right now we got 3 or 4 new fires started, new business builders that we're, you know, talking to, working with, and getting more and more and more. We're not slowing down. That's a curse. Never slow down. Keep signing people up. That's what's has been a success for us, is setting those goals out there and going after it, and keeping our juice with us all the time, keeping our scanner. We're prepared, we're ready to go, and we just have the time of our life again. And Matt Curtis came and spent some time with us last week, one of our new recruits, and all he talks about is Matt Curtis now. He's so excited. I see the team working together. Everybody's, you know, Matt had that new phrase, you know, scan them, scare them, sign them.
We've had some fun with that.
Yeah.
Go ahead. What were you going to say, Claudia?
I was going to say we've had some fun with that. Scan them, scare them, sign them. Of course, we don't really say that. We don't try to scare people, but it's, you know, it's just fun because honestly, when we're out here scanning people, we are seeing a lot of sick puppies. You know, today we did a scan event this afternoon, and I don't think we had anybody that scored above a yellow. And you know, that's what this scanner is so amazing, because for us, you know, people talk about getting leads. You know, when you get to be where we are, you like you said earlier, you and Kate were talking, we don't have the warm market we had when we started out with, and so you sort of start trying to figure out, where am I going to go to find some people? Well, this scanner is a lead generator. You don't need to pay for leads in Monavie, because if you've got a scanner and you're willing to go out there and start scanning, you're going to have people and you're going to have contacts that are going to keep you busy. And so, you know, we have started doing scan events on a regular basis at different locations, and it's powerful. It's amazing. Yeah, we've got something going on maybe once or twice every week, events where we're scanning the public. And so, you know, we're just seeing that, wow, this scanner makes the business it opens up people to you and to the opportunity to begin with. And then, of course, what does it do? It validates our product. So, you know, if they don't have a plan for their health, when you talk to them, they don't know what they're going to try to go eat more fruits and vegetables or whatever, but we all know how hard that is and how few people really do that. And so, you know, when it comes right down to it, we just keep scheduling those scans with these people, and they eventually see, hey, we really need to drink this, I guess. And so that's what we've been doing.
Okay, so listen, I'm going to take a minute and dissect what you just said. Tell me about, I want to know two things, and I'll just ask one, and then I'll ask you the second one. What is a scanning event? What are these public? Give me an example of one you just did or you're going to do. So I'm new. I just joined your business. Maybe I don't live nearby. Maybe I live out of town or whatever. I want to start doing these scanning events. So I'm trying to talk to the people on this call that have a scanner, and maybe they don't know where to start. Maybe they're lost. I don't know. I mean, I think it's pretty simple with the scanner, but I also know that sometimes until you hear what someone else's success, it's sometimes all it takes to get things to click. Tell me about a scanning event real quick. How'd you get it set up, and what does it entail?
Okay. Well, I guess it depends. Look, there's probably more than one way to do it, but what we have done is
you're doing. Go ahead.
Okay, we have visited businesses, people who own businesses that may or may not be health related, but it's probably better if you've got somebody like with chiropractors or people who are in the wellness industry. And we have a restaurant owner who is doing great with this also, and he has an organic restaurant. And so just going and making friends with him, showing him how, scan them first and then show them how this scanner could benefit them and, pull in people for them as well as, help them make some money. And so.
All right, hold on. I'm going to interrupt you. I'm going to slow you down. What do you mean go and making friends with them? Tell me how you do that. And there's a method to my madness because I know people are asking these questions. How do I just go in and make friends with a business owner? I've never done that before.
Well, like the restaurant, for example, we went in and we ate, and we asked him if he was the owner, and he said he was, and so we just chatted about eating organic food, and that led to a discussion about, food today, which led to a discussion about what we do. And usually if you talk to people about what they're doing, they're going to want to know what you do. And so we keep it real simple with people, and we just drip on them. I didn't just all of a sudden say to him, I want you in my business. I want you to get a scanner. I want you to come in with a kit. It wasn't like that. We ate there on a regular basis and became friends first. We call it dripping on people. And became friends. And then at some point we began to share how this could be, our ideas for having a scan event at his place and what that would look like and what we could do. And he became very excited about it.
And everybody we signed up goes under him.
Right.
So we're helping him build his business, and we profit from it also.
That's right. And so we've had such great fun doing this. And, and then a chiropractor that we have, she was actually at the same restaurant eating when we were doing scans, and she said, I'm very interested in that technology. Here's my card. Call me. And it was really that simple, and when we called her, she wanted us to come in and chat about the scanner. And she said, I want my clients to be healthy, and I don't have time to talk to them about nutrition. I want to, but there's just no time, and they desperately need it. So maybe we could do something together. And so that started the events at her place. And so, it's just a variety of things that we're doing. But the key, I think, to this is you get the business owner in, and then they help you promote your event. That is so important, Wayne, because if they're helping you promote the event, they know their customers or their clients, and their clients and customers know and trust them. And so that makes a huge difference, If you just go in a place and start doing scans, it's just people. You can have success that way, but it's much easier if you've got the business owner on board.
We have another lady has an insurance company, Woodman of the World, and she has a free meals, like different restaurants every couple of weeks. All her clients will come there and eat at a discount rate. It could be a hamburger place, a Golden Corral, whatever. And we come in there on her behalf again, and people come over there and they get, a free scan. and we promote her because they know and trust her. We say we're here to help her get started because she's all in. She's all about the health, and this scanner is changing. This juice is changing the world, and she wants her clients to be a part of it. So
Right.
They already trust her. They don't know us. They trust her.
Right, and so then we always have the product with us, and we always share the product with people who are showing an interest.
Share the product with people that are showing an interest. I like that. So let me ask you this. You got these you got all these new business builders going. You got new things going. The new person who's joining you, they're just getting started in your business. What are some words of wisdom or encouragement or whatnot that you're telling them on day one, other than, of course, build a list and all that other stuff? What are you telling them to prepare them for their journey in Monavie?
Okay. Well, we usually, we try to encourage them to get in the best position possible to win. And so we're going to present them with the idea of business builder kits, the idea of owning their own scanner, if at all possible, because we believe in our hearts that's the best way to get started out of the gate. And, of course, we sit down there with them and go through Initiate, pretty much what we learned from the Initiate book, or, take the GPS, tell them what's in there. They've got to make a list. We usually have them tell us, who's on their list that looks like successful people, somebody that we could get in right away, one left and one right. We want to make them star really fast, especially if you're trying to win a mini iPad. And so, that's kind of what we do. And then we're going to schedule their meetings at their homes, do a home business review or a tasting party, whatever you want to call it, and then they can invite their friends. And we usually tell them, you're going to be you're going to be inviting a lot of different people, and we go through and tell them what that meeting's going to look like, what they should do, and what we're going to do. And so, that's how we help. We kind of try to help people get started. Because I think that's very important.
And we use a lot of testimonies also.
We do. If we got a group of people there that have been on the juice, we let them talk about what the product's done for them, and it creates an excitement. And people are going to hear from somebody else that, maybe they needed to hear from, but you don't have that testimony, but somebody else does that's going to fit their need. And so, we try to keep them short, but we try to keep them really, really exciting, and that's what we've been doing.
Awesome. Well, hey, guys, thank you so much for coming on the call. Appreciate your words of wisdom. I'm so excited about you winning the new iPad mini, and cannot wait to see the two of you in Utah.
Okay. Thank you, Wayne.
Okay, wait to see.
You got it. Thanks, Dan. Thanks, Claudia. Thanks so much for being on the call.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Shine bright like a diamond.
It's time to shine bright like a diamond. Okay, hey guys. I'm excited to introduce the last callers of the night, Holly and Corbin Roush. Hey, can you guys hear me okay?
We can hear you. It's great.
Okay, good. I can hear you guys too. Great. So listen, guys. Listen, everybody. I met Holly and Corbin Roush probably somewhere in 2008, I think, when I was first getting started. I drove a couple of hours out to, I think it was Columbus, Ohio. And, I really enjoyed meeting them. Great couple. And we were just having our second boy. We were having Corbin, my son Corbin. And I came back from the meeting, and Steph said, hey, how'd it go? And, I didn't mention that we signed anybody up or anything like that. First thing I said was, I met this really cool guy, and he has a cool name, Corbin. Have you ever heard that before? She's like, oh, I like that. And there you have it. We named our second son after you.
Hey, I like that.
I know. And then Corbin Stephen. And so, yeah, that's how we met, and I've gotten to know them over the years. What a great couple. Wow, they have an amazing, awesome story that we'll have them share a little bit tonight. and I'm really glad to have them on the call. It's always a blessing to hear from them. And you're gonna, get out your notepad. You might want to take some good notes. They got some great stuff to share, and I think you'll really enjoy. I know you'll enjoy some of what, or all of what they're going to have to share tonight. So, guys, listen. I know your story, and I want to start with. I always start with, how did you first learn about Monavie? So, if you could just tell us. I think Holly, you were the one who first maybe discovered it. Tell us real quick. How did Monavie come into your life?
Yeah, it was September of 2005, and I say I wasn't looking. So for everyone that you're talking to that says they're not looking, that's great. That's probably the person that you want. I had 3 little boys at the time. They were 3, 6, and 9, and I would have what I thought was a busy life. And Corbin had a great job. I mean, things were great. But my brother-in-law, Bo Van Pelt, who's a PGA golfer out on tour, heard about this great product, Monavie, from a friend of his in Florida, who really just wanted to get Bo on the product. Bo travels all the time. He's on the road, 40-some weeks out of the year. As you can imagine, golfers don't get great nutrition. They're, eating fast food most of the time, just trying to get in and out of places. They have odd hours that they're playing. And so he knew this product really would benefit him. He also knew Bo could afford it. So he thought, worst case, my friend will support me and buy a couple cases a month. But when Bo and my sister sat down one night and told me about this product, Monavie, I was excited because I knew my kids needed better nutrition. I was excited I knew my family needed better nutrition, and their friends did too. But what I didn't understand is how it was done. I thought it was just sales, and you got a territory, and I asked for Oklahoma. That's mine. And they laughed because they live a mile down the road from me and said, that's not really fair. We want Oklahoma. And I'm like, well, your husband's a PGA golfer. He makes millions of dollars a year. Give it to me. And we laughed. And
my husband's chopped liver.
So we laughed about it, and she said, oh, no, Holly, it's one of those things. And I was like, one of what things? And she goes, network marketing. And I was like most of you. I was screaming. I was so excited. That's what I was looking for, a purple juice in a bottle that's done by network marketing. Not really. I was like, no way, I'm not going to do it. I don't want to be the juice lady and my friends run for me, but 7.5, 8 years later, it's the number one best decision after getting married and kids. It was the best decision we made. It's really just changed our lives, and the coolest thing about this industry is we've been able to change so many other lives as well. So we haven't looked back. We've just moved forward ever since.
Wow. That's awesome. Now, you said something. You said, I knew my kids needed better nutrition. What does that mean? Like, what do you mean? Like, I know for me, like my oldest son, he's terrible with eating, like, fruits and vegetables. Like, to get him to eat fruits and vegetables, I have to get him, like, an Xbox game or, something like that. So I know for me, gosh, drinking the juice, I knew that he loved it. I knew, oh, my gosh, yeah, my kids needed better nutrition. This was the way to get it. So can you share that? Like, for parents out there, like, how should parents, you know what I mean? Like, or, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know if you have an answer.
Our kids were ages 3, 6, and 9, and now they're older, and I can tell you they lack nutrition. To get them to sit down and eat fruits and vegetables was like act of Congress. The last time they did that was from a Gerber jar. I mean, that's about the only last time we could control what they were eating, what they were doing, and they're on the go. We were on the go. When you have football every night or baseball or soccer, you're looking for something that's quick that you can feed them, and you're not really thinking about nutrition. At least I wasn't, and most of my friends were doing the same thing. You're grabbing McDonald's and throwing it to the back of the car and saying, hurry, eat this. Or in the morning you think, oh, I'm going to give them a Pop-Tart. It's got strawberry filling. At least they're getting strawberries. And I've realized through this business, through this great product, nutrition, that wasn't nutrition at all. And so I've really been able to change all of our eating habits, and I know it's going to create such a better future for our kids, because when I went to college, I was never really taught how to eat right, and so I've had to struggle with weight and nutrition my whole life. But I believe that my kids, they're going to understand it. They're going to go off to college and get on their own and know exactly how to eat properly. And what we realized really quickly is our friends were feeding their kids the exact same way. I mean, it's just a society of we want it quick, and to wash your fruits and vegetables and cut them all up, that's inconvenient, and it's expensive. Every 3-4 days you're throwing it in the trash because it's got mold all over it. And with Monavie, it was so inconvenient. 4 ounces a day, 2 ounces twice a day. How simple is that? All you do is take the bottle out, you shake it up, and you pour it. And the kids drink it. And what I noticed is they loved it. You know, my middle guy, he was the tougher one. So he's motivated by money, and we said, we'll pay you $1 a day to drink it. And after 3 days, he's like, you don't have to pay me anymore. I love it. And he's the first one to jump up every morning, and when friends come spend the night whose parents aren't drinking Monavie, he shares it with them. We have tons of families signed up in the business to drink, maybe not to work the business, but to drink, because their kids have been here, and my kids have shared it with them. And Wayne, we were at the doctor's with my oldest almost every other week with ear infections, and I can count on my hands how many times in 7.5 years we've been to the doctor. We don't go. And it just shows what nutrition does for your kids, that we've saved money by not being the doctors. And Corbin and I were talking about this. My oldest was on antibiotics for 6 years of his life, and it's been nice knowing he has not hardly been on an antibiotic since, and he's 16 years old. So our youngest rarely has ever been on one. So nutrition is so key. I think parents don't understand the importance of it, and we need to get that word out.
That's awesome. Now, you were, at the time that Monavie came to you, you were an overtime stay-at-home mom, right?
That's right. 3 kids, they were keeping me busy, and I enjoyed my life. I enjoyed being at home with them and having my schedule kind of free to do what I want to do. And with Monavie, that's what's so great is your schedule is free. You get to choose when you want to work, where, with who, how much, and you get to help other people. So it's that's always been a huge passion of mine.
Awesome. So, I know your guys' story, so I'm going to ask a question I already know the answer to. So when you got involved, Corbin was on board, right? 100%.
Oh, he was so fired up. He's like, you go, girl. No, he was mad. I mean, he's like, I have a good job. I make great money, and I travel, and I work hard. Why does my wife need to go do something? And, he wasn't excited. And this industry, if you don't understand this industry, some people can have kind of a bad perception of it, which is so silly and wrong. And it's sad. It's just a perception, and it's not the reality. This industry is just absolutely incredible. And I'll have Corbin share really how it changed for him and what he's seen through this.
Well, it's not something I wanted to do because I was very busy, and I'd had some interesting experiences with people in the past talking to us about networking, and their way they went about it just made me not want anything to do with it. And so when it was brought up to us, I just thought, man, this is a scam. This is a pyramid scheme. It's the typical, one guy's going to make all the money. Nobody else can make any money at this. We'd never heard of anyone ever having any success with it. So I just told Holly over my dead body, are we getting involved? And luckily the Oprah factor, as I call it, sparked her interest, and she couldn't figure out why would Oprah be talking about this product, or the acai berry. So she started researching and found out all the nutrition, and she came to me and said she wanted to do it. And I said, that's fine, it's yours. One night a week, go do what you got to do, but I don't want to hear anything about it. And I really thought it would make a couple-month run, and it would be over, and we'd be back to life as normal. And I was very busy with my job and traveling all over the country and gone a lot. And to me, this was just a big distraction. It was going to complicate where I was. And I was working on a career and loved what I did and couldn't figure out why she'd want to go do this. She was a stay-at-home mom because we could financially afford it. Our kids were in private schools, and we drove nice cars. This was just a big pain in the butt for me is how I looked at it. And she went out and she started sharing it. She started having amazing success and started having substantial income come rolling in where we were paying off, or where she was paying off automobiles and starting to put a dent into the home, the mortgage, and all this stuff. And I still wasn't on board, but what really changed my mind is when I met some of the people that were involved with it, and I saw their hearts, and I saw how they were building the business, and it wasn't the stereotypical network that I had come to envision. I knew Holly was building it the way I would want to build it. I knew her friends were, but how was the other people around the country building it? What was the underbelly of this industry going to be like? And as I met the people and I saw their hearts, and I got to know Dallin, and I saw a guy that talked about no takeaways, and I saw a guy that stood up from stage and said, God first, family second, Monavie third, I started realizing that's what I wanted to be a part of. That was refreshing. I knew the products worked. I saw amazing results with the products personally. I saw my children having amazing results. I heard stories of my friends and family having amazing results. So I knew the product was there. I started believing the company was solid when I met Dallin and heard his vision and saw how he wanted to reward people bigger than anyone ever has in the industry. And I started seeing the trips, and I started participating on the trips. And I said, you know what, this is something I can do, and I can fit it into my busy schedule. And so what I did is I came up with a plan of attack. I built a big list of anyone and everyone I could possibly think of. I didn't prejudge them. Just like when Bo shared it with us, he could have said, you know what, they're fine. They kind of live in the American dream. I'm not going to share it with them. But Bo put us down on a list of names, and so that's what I did. I thought of every business owner. I thought of every person I knew that was in management. I thought of school teachers. I thought of friends that maybe were maxed out with their jobs and were looking for ways to give themselves some more freedom. And I went after it with a passion and a vengeance, and I didn't care who told me no. Because I started to realize after talking with people that have had success in the industry that this could be my vehicle that could bring me home where I didn't have to work all those hours and I could be an active participant in raising my children instead of hearing about it from my wife. And so I ran with it. And in a year and 2 months' time from the time Holly started and with me working it for 6 months with that full-time job, I was able to walk away from a career that I'd had for 14 years and thought I was stay with that company until I retired and eventually take the company over and kind of run it. And I was able, through Montevideo, be able to live the dream that we all so want, to be able to own our own business, to be able to pick our own hours and work with who we want and where we want and when we want. A little bit, but it's the truth. And business now and being able to help other people achieve their dreams.
Wow. Oh, I love it. You know, I want to ask you real quick. You were in sales? Is that what you were in, Corbin?
Yes, I was.
Okay. So I know a little bit about your story. So you were in sales, and you know what? If you guys just listen to Corbin, I mean, he just in that moment he just talked, and I truly believe you have to really listen when people talk in any situation, of course, but definitely on this call because you hear him just going, pouring out. It's almost like he couldn't get it all in. And there's so much more. There's so much to this couple's story. You really got to take the time to really get to know them. Go to Montevideo.com. I'm sure you'll find information. I don't know. Do you guys have a website or a fan page or anything? What do you have?
We have buildthejuice.com.
Okay.
It's really just a calendar more than anything. We don't do a very good job of updating it, but Holly's Facebook page and my Facebook page, you know, she's constantly she's the queen of Facebook, and I kind of get on there just to every once in a while dabble, but she keeps it up to date and kind of shares some of the things we're doing. But we're big on community. I mean, we love the business because of all the friends that we've brought into it, and now the friends of their friends that we're meeting, and it's just really cool.
Cool, and if you guys look at the blog, ThirstyThursdayCall.com, the links will be there if you guys want to connect with them. But I love the story because, you know, he said, you know, how Bo could have said, oh, they're living the American dream. But really, and I think, Corbin, the more I listen, and I know your story, I don't know, I think now you would probably say, Wayne, I don't know if we really were living the American dream. Would you say that? Because life is much different now. In Montevideo, I know you're spending more time with your kids and the family and everything, because I know in order for you to have that lifestyle, I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, you were probably sacrificing quite a bit of time. Is that right?
Well, you know, it depends on what your American dream is. I thought that was the dream because that's how my father lived. He worked all the time. He was gone all the time. But I grew up with about everything I could possibly need. And so that's what I thought the husbands really did was just work, and the wife stays at home and raises the children. And you know, you make it home sometimes to put them in bed or finish their baths for them or make it to some of their practices here and there. And I just thought that's how it was supposed to be. And what was interesting is when I really started to dream again and be taught that, you know what, there's nothing wrong with dreaming and being able to have nicer things, but not having to work yourself to death to achieve them or put yourself in credit card debt. I was never a guy that got in debt, but so many people in our society today buy nice things and they put them on credit, and then all they do is continue to exchange, you know, hours for dollars. And I started to realize in this business that it's not how many hours you can work, it's how many people can you go help, teach a simple business, get them to devote a little bit of time, and create that exponential growth from them finding people that want to put a little bit of time into it. And then all of a sudden, your efforts up front. I mean, I look back at this. This is what blows me away. Is I look back at what Holly and I did the first really year and a half in this business, where every single day, without fail, probably 5 to 6 days a week, we would talk to 2 to 3 people each, and we would show the plan, and we'd draw it out on napkins, and we had our own little flip charts. This was before flip charts were big, and we just met with 2 to 3 people every single day. Even when I had my job, I'd meet them for coffee, I'd meet them for lunch, I'd meet them after work, I would meet them at football practice, basketball, soccer, baseball, whatever it was. I would go meet with people. Monday night footballs. We'd have a pre-Monday night football, show the plan to the guys that were working all the days long, and we just did that for a year and a half. And here's what's crazy. We're over $11 million now made in Montevideo in the last 7 years, and that year and a half set us up. And we don't have to talk to 2 to 3 people every day because of what we did that first year and a half. And that's what I want people to understand. There is a short window that you have to work this business if you teach people and show them what they have to do and be able to show them, to get them to be able to dream again and get them to realize that there's no company like Montevideo. People can go jump around and go try all these other companies and stuff. Bottom line, you got to have a great product that people jones for, that people need, that they want, that they see the results. If it's only opportunity driven, we're no different than any other network. But when I saw what the products did and realized that was my vehicle, and if I could talk to people every single day where this could take me, we're still set up from this day. I mean, we've enrolled 20 new people this year. We're still out sharing the products and doing those things. But really, you don't have to, this is a business you don't have to work for life. It is something that if you want to spend time with your friends and you want to spend time with your family and you want a vacation and you want to see the world and you don't have to kill yourself at your job or get in debt to do it, you're a fool for not giving this a hard run for a good year, year and a half, talking to people, because eventually you will pop that person. You will find that person that sees it just like you do, and all of a sudden they're out doing exactly what you do, and the exponential growth starts to take place.
Awesome. Why, though? Why still sponsoring people? You know, I get some people that will say, okay, so all I have to do is this many, and I already know it's like the wrong mindset. So why are you still sponsoring people? Like,
well, you know the lifeblood of this industry is new enrollments, and the time when you kick back and relax and expect your people to go do it, that's the wrong mentality. I mean, there's very few people that can get in a network and sponsor 4 or 5 people and then kick back and relax. I think there's probably 1 or 2 people in the history of Montevideo that have been able to do that. Even your top guys, Steve Merritt and Ken Porter, right, they're still out sponsoring. Scott Olson, Holly and I, we're just because the lifeblood is the new person. The green is growing, man. When you put that brand new person in, you see their excitement, you see them being able to sponsor their first people. That's what keeps you fresh and keeps you going. And you know, there's right now there's some people in Montevideo that are sitting back going, woe is me, I was making good money a few years ago and now I'm not. And you look at them, and they haven't sponsored anybody in 2 years. And they're expecting that work that they did 2 years ago to continue. And yeah, it can happen, but the new people are what that excites me and excites Holly and keeps it fresh and keeps it growing.
And it's leading by example. You know, I believe as a leader, you've got to get out there and lead by example. You can't expect others to do things you're not willing to do yourself. And so we have to stay active as well, because it's good as a leader for us to be showing that we're sponsoring people so that we show it's possible.
Yeah, we learned from our downline. Like we qualified. We were the 3rd person in Montevideo to qualify for the new iPad. We wanted to be the first, and the 2 ahead of us were people that we had been working with on our team, and one of those, Renita and Scott, they've already qualified for their 2nd one. So now they've raised the bar for Holly and I again. We're sitting here going, okay, now we got to get a 2nd one. And it's fun when you have things like that in your team. Not only are we leading by example, but our team is leading by example, and it's top down.
That is awesome. That is awesome. How has Montevideo enriched you and Holly's relationships? Has it changed anything, with you between each other, or were you guys just always, awesome? You know what I mean? Like,
we always had a strong relationship, but there was always something that was kind of interesting is I'd come home from work where I'd been busy all day long, and she'd been with the kids all day, and I'd walk in and she'd want to have some adult conversations, and I was so worn out. All I wanted to do is have an adult beverage, and so I would just chill out and hang out, and she'd just be over there chomping at the bit, knowing that I needed to decompress a little bit before she would start talking to me, and then all of a sudden we'd start talking, but I didn't want to talk about work. And now what I love is we have a common dream and a common vision together, and we work together, and we dream together, and we travel together, and our kids get to go with us, and it's an incredible business that's really not a business because it's something we do together. She has her strengths, I have my strengths, but we work so well together, and we can actually see huge personal growth through this business with each other. Be able to get up in the morning and we do Bible studies together. We take the kids to school together. We pick them up together. And you know what? And we get to travel together. Sometimes during the school year, I do a little bit more of the traveling, but then summer hits like done now. We've already got our schedules booked together where we're going. The kids are going with us. It's just a perfect family business.
I like that. It's a perfect family business. That is awesome. So let me ask you this. You guys have been in since 2005. You've seen different products come in. Now we have a scanner. What have you seen now that this tool has been introduced to your business? What have you seen with the scanner? Has the scanner made any significant impact on your business?
Yeah, when it's being used. I think a lot of people have scanners and they're sitting at their house not taking them out. Maybe they run errands, or they're sitting at Starbucks and they've left the scanner at home, so it's not really doing you any good there. What we're finding is the people who have their scanners with them, who also have a plan, we've encouraged our team to try to scan 2 to 3 people a day. And what we found is those that get out of their house and do it earlier in the day have a lot better time than those who wait and put it off throughout the whole day, and all of a sudden it's evening and they're trying to figure out where are they going to get their scans. So it's not just scanning everybody, it's scanning with the purpose. Have a plan the night before you go to bed of what am I going to do the next morning, who am I going to run into, who am I going to set a time up with and scan. So I can tell you, Wayne, those that are using their scanners, that are out talking to people, they're seeing success. It's just like in the beginning when we placed the bottles. We bought 12 cases and we were putting as many bottles on the streets as we could and following up with those bottles. That's the same with the scans. But also with the scans, you can scan all day long, but if you're not getting their contact information, right now with the quick scans, Montevideo doesn't ask for that. We will eventually, but for right now, it's up to you, the distributor. You need to get their name, you need to get their email and a phone number, so that when you scan them, you can call them the next day and say, hey, I was really thinking about it, and you're red or you're orange, and that really bothered me. Can we sit down and I can show you how to increase your score? Do you want to be a part of the 60-day money-back guarantee? And so you want to do that, but you also need to have product with you. Some people are taking their scanner out without brochures and without product to sample. You have to be in the mindset when you get up in the morning, you walk out and you get in your car, that you have juice samples that are iced down, your ice pack with your coolie bag ready to go, and that you have your scanner charged up and ready to turn on and ready to go, and who you're going to share it with, and have extra bottles that you can place. Because our goal is for every 2 to 3 people you scan that day, one will show you some serious interest, and you can place a bottle with them and follow up in a couple days. So the key to the scanner is the follow-up. You got to get their contact information. You have to have product that you can sample with them, and you have to have product for those that are interested that you can leave behind. And from there, with the quick scans, out of those 2 to 3, you're probably going to get the one you're going to place a bottle with, and that you're going to do a live scan and get them signed up for the money-back guarantee. And the best question you can ask when you're doing the live scan is, do you want to be a part of the money-back guarantee? It's an assumptive close. You've got their information at that point with the live scan, and hopefully you can get them signed up right there.
Ooh, that's a little nugget right there. That was good. I like that assumptive close. And I was talking to Steve Merritt yesterday about the scanner and that. And, we talk so much how it's a tool for our business. And one of the things I was saying was that, it's a tool, obviously, to scan and tell a person what their antioxidants are. We know that. But I think what we need to mention more is that it's more of a tool just to get you in front of somebody so you can actually sit down with them. maybe talk about their dreams, talk about their health, talk about their family, talk about whatever. It's a great way to get in front of them. And one of the things we were saying was, you know, you can use the approach, hey, just got my hands on some new technology, you know, co-powered with, you know, the Apple apps or whatever. I'd like to get your opinion on it. Oh, yeah, what's it called? Well, it's called the View. Well, if they go Google View, they're not going to find much. There's not a whole lot out there. Where if they go Google Monavie, it's almost like, you know, you kind of shoot yourself sometimes in the foot only because, you know, you got these negative things online like you do any other company. And people seem to, you know, what is it? Negative news usually is what gets, you know, broadcasted most. So, but if you use the View, you can't go Google it. And like I always tell people, well, hey, can you just send me some information? And you know what I tell them? I said, well, I'm the brochure. I'm the information. I don't even have a whole lot I can send you yet. This thing is so cutting edge. I'm the information. And so I just remembered now that we're talking about the scanner. I wanted to share that was that, yeah, it's a great tool for technology, but right, guys, even just listening to what you just said, scanning 2-3 people a day, one of them's going to show my interest. It was just the whole point of getting in front of them, right? I mean, that's like sometimes half the battle is just getting in front of somebody.
The scanner is just a door opener. What it does is it gives you confidence of something to share, and it makes it easier for you to get in front of someone. And that's why the scanner is beautiful, and it does add credibility to our product, no doubt. But it's just made it easier. It's something new and simple for someone to be able to bring up the whole conversation that's going to lead to Monavie. But it only works if you have it. It only works if you have it and it's charged and ready to go, and it only works if you have the information to share and product to share with them afterwards, and that you get their contact information and do the follow-up, because the key in this business is the follow-up.
I've heard it said many times, the fortune is in the follow-up.
Right.
Well, listen, I've really enjoyed having the two of you on. I'd like to just close with kind of the usual question that I ask, and that is, okay, 2 parts. For the new person who's maybe just looking at this, they're not even involved yet, what would you say to them? And for the person who just got involved, what would you say to them? Or it might be the same thing. What would you say to a new person who's looking at or just getting involved with Monavie? What kind of a tip, encouragement, what would you say to even like your new person that's getting started?
Well, a new person, dive into it. You know, get the product and start drinking it, because one thing that's never changed with Monavie, drink it, feel it, share it. You drink the product, you're going to feel it, and you're going to want to share it. So start drinking the product. Number 2, build a list. Immediately when you're excited, you should be building a list of people that you can think of that you want to get in front of and you want to scan. And maybe you don't have a scanner yet, so partner up with the person who sponsored you and set some appointment times and see if you can go scan some people. You know, when you're scanning someone, you should always ask, hey, do you know 4 or 5 other people that we can go scan? So get your list and get started. I think the biggest thing that people do is they want to research and learn everything. I knew nothing when I started. I knew that there was a bottle of juice and the product was amazing. I loved it. I liked how I felt. My friends were seeing results, and I wanted to tell everyone. You owe it to everyone. We know this product works, to share it, and then it's up to them to make the decision of what to do with it. So when you're excited, partner up with the person who sponsored you. Get to that list and start contacting. My goal when I started was 2 to 3 people every single day. I wanted to pick up the phone or get in front of someone and share this amazing product and opportunity. So the biggest thing all of you guys can do is get started. Do something every single day, whether it's sharing the product or for the business side. Every single day, do something for your Monavie business and watch it grow. It's really about being consistent and persistent. And when you do that over time, people will see it. For those of you who have been in Monavie a long time, that's the greatest thing. You've been in Monavie a long time, and I promise you it adds so much credibility when someone calls you and you're still in with the same company year 1 to year 7 and 8, and you're still going. That shows the belief. It shows the credibility. And at the end of the day, we have the best products. We have the best management team. We've got a great system, and Monavie has the very best people out there. You got to go out with confidence and 100% belief in what you have your hands on. And when you do that, people want to follow and they want to be a part of it.
Awesome. Corbin and Holly, do you guys have a BBS or anything coming up that you'd like to announce?
There is a big BBS down in Austin on June 22nd. That's for the whole Texas area. So Texas, make sure that you're getting to that one. Also, Corbin and I are doing the one in California on June 22nd. So for those of you out on the West Coast, we just encourage you to get to these. These are amazing events. They're smaller than a national convention, which is nice because they're more intimate. You get great time with the speakers. You learn a lot. And I just would urge you to get on the Monavie calendar. Look and find out what's going on in your area. And don't miss out, because the people who show up, they always go up. And so you don't want to miss where the spots are that you can get the information. But if you're in an area and there are no open tasting parties going on, guess what? You're the open tasting party. I'm thankful I was the first one here in Tulsa to be able to get it all started. I didn't have anyone come do it for me. I did it. That's the bonus of being in an area where no one's in yet. So be that person that takes this thing by charge to where all of a sudden your leaders, the company, are calling you, begging you to come do a meeting for you in your area.
Awesome. Well, listen, Holly and Corbin, thank you so much for being on the call tonight. We really appreciated you, and thank you for everything you had to share.
Awesome. Thanks, Wayne. Thanks for putting these calls together.
Awesome. Wow. I don't know about you, but it's been a fantastic call tonight, and I just have one last person to bring on the call, just a little encore, a little cherry on the top. Mike Hernandez, Black Diamond in Monavie, my sponsor, was just here in Ohio for 2 days of meetings, is now in Plano, Texas, doing some meetings for Heather Rogers and the team out there. Mike, are you there, my friend?
Waster, baby!
Woo-hoo! Hey, buddy, how's it going out there in Texas?
I'm doing great, buddy. What are you up to?
Just finishing up an amazing Thirsty Thursday call. I was looking at the pictures. Looks like you guys had a full house out there in Texas. Tell us a little bit about what went on tonight. What's going on out there?
Well, guys, first of all, it's funny. I got here right out of the airport. We flew to the meeting, and I left my garment bag and my connection. So I got here, and all I had was a T-shirt. So it gave me enough time to go to the mall, buy a new shirt, and show up to the house. The house was packed. And I just learned a couple of minutes ago that I wasn't at plain old Texas.
Oh.
Wayne told me, Mike, you're going to plain old Texas. I'm thinking I'm going to plain old Texas. No, the town's called Plano. I didn't know that.
I love you, man.
Love you too, brother. But, guys, I'm fired up. Had a packed house over here, new distributors, new excitement, new people coming out, seeing this for the very first time. And that's exactly what I was looking for over here, new people, new blood, and that's exactly what we got. So I'm just telling you that there are people in your area who have never seen this or are going to see it, and they're going to get as excited as you did, whether you've been in the business 7-8 years or you've been in the business 7-8 months. So go make sure that you're talking to everybody. I was just sharing some advice here at the end of the tasting party, and I told them, listen, you want to go after successful people. You were looking for entrepreneurial type people who know what it takes to succeed, people who know what the luxuries of being free. They know that it's worth the work. It's worth the effort. So we're out here. I got here today. I'm taking off right away. We had a great 2 days in Ohio, and I look to continue coming back here in Texas. I tell you, this is the biggest crowd I've seen in a long time. I'm glad you got to see some of the pictures, Wayne. There were people that you couldn't see because we had people from upstairs sitting looking over the balcony.
Wow.
So I'm extremely excited, guys. Good stuff happening. Right now, I just walked away from a gentleman who was telling me that his dad is an oncologist in town, loves network marketing, is involved with something right now, but is looking for another company. He says, man, I know for a fact, Mike, if he sees this, he's going to want to jump all over it. So which reminded me, we had Dan and Miranda in the room. I said, guys, look at this couple, a purple diamond in the business. the guy is a pilot. Maybe you're not talking to the right people. Maybe it's a little bit uncomfortable speaking to a American airline pilot because he's above your level, or you might feel he's above your level, and it might be easier to speak to someone at your level and below. But here's what, guys, this business is not going to be easy. This business you're not going to build within your comfort zone. You're going to build it with these type of people, the people that it's all about the quality, not the quantity, guys. So sometimes the only thing wrong that you're doing is talking to the wrong people. But I say this, I don't think you make any mistakes in this business. I believe that when I started, I spoke to, I don't want to say all the wrong people, but all the people that didn't get into the business. Those they weren't the entrepreneurial type. But because I spent so much time talking to these type of people, it made me better. It made me sharp. It made the words roll out of my tongue. So that when I did get that person, the right person in front of me, the entrepreneurial Wayne type of person, I had practiced so much with the wrong people, I was good already when I got to the good people, the right people. So when I met Wayne, I know Wayne, I speak about Wayne because Wayne was a coach, a mentor for Robert Kiyosaki students. So that was the kind of mindset that I was looking for. So this, I guess what I'm trying to say, guys, is, this business is tough when you're dealing with the wrong people, and you're working with the wrong people because you have to chase them. You have to call them. Understand something. This business becomes very easy, very simple when you're working with the right people. How do you know you're working with the right people? I made an example of it today. Steve Merritt never had to call me to motivate me, to tell me what was going on. I was the one chasing Steve. When Wayne came aboard and decided to do this, I never had to call Wayne. I'm here with Heather in Texas. My gosh, I have never picked up the phone to call Heather, but I talk to Heather every other day. Why? Because she's the one calling me. Guys, when you sponsor the right people in this business, they are the ones who are after you. If you are after them, you are not working with the right person. Okay? So I don't call people in my team. They are the ones who are calling me. And I don't call them because I'm out busy working, doing the business. So just a little quick tip. If you are chasing your people, you're not working with the right ones. Go and look for the right people. When you find them, they're so much easier to work with, and you're so much more productive. So, Wayne, I know that you were waiting for Steve Merritt. I don't know how much time.
You're all right. You're all right, Mike. While I have you on the phone or on the line, you have a BBS this weekend. Is that right? You're going to? In New York. In Connecticut, right?
Well, the thing is, excuse me, I'm going to be going to New York, but it's for my dad. So
that's right.
I unfortunately I won't be going. My father, guys, is going through a little health crisis. So if you guys want to keep him in prayers. But the good news is that we got some results, and he's not as bad as he could have been. So the doctors is giving us a lot of good news and a lot of great hope, a lot of hope. So very positive about that. Thank God he drinks that juice. But I won't be able to participate in.
That's okay, but there's going to be one in Connecticut this weekend, guys. So you're going to want to make it there. They have an awesome lineup of people there. Mike, real quick, for the new person, this is my question I love to ask. For the new person that's just getting into business, maybe even looking at it the first time, or maybe they've been in for a little bit and now they're just starting to want to do something, what could you tell them? What is one of the first things you would tell them to do or encourage them in when they make a decision to go for the business?
Well, you know what? This reminds me of when I first got into business, and Steve Merritt looked at me and he asked me, "Okay, Mike, what do you think?" And I said, "Wow, I am fired up about this. I can see myself doing this. I want to go all the way." He said, "Okay, well, how big exactly do you want to go?" I said, "Steve, I want to pass you." I didn't know who he was. And, he was a black diamond making $17,000 a week within a period of 6 months. So he said, "Okay, Mike, so listen, if you're going to go big, if you want to go hard at this business, all it means is you're going to be talking to a lot of people. Well, you want product and brochures, materials, literature for every person that you speak to. If you're going to be speaking to a lot of people, you need a lot of product. So when I speak to someone that's new, I was just making this analogy in the tasting party tonight over my closing statement. You have an option for the person who's new, and I showed him this. I said, if you're here tonight and you've listened to this presentation and all you want from this is better health, this is your package right here. You can start with a couple of cases, just drink it, you and your family, and that's it. If you're looking to do the business, you need to look at these two combos, either a 500-point pack or a 1,000-point pack. And basically what this business is all about, it's very similar to a franchise. Okay, and when we think of a franchise, most of us immediately think about McDonald's, okay? Well, think about McDonald's using our business model, okay? This is me trying to explain it to the new person and how it is that Monavie works. McDonald's today charges $2 million for you to be a part of their franchise, meaning today, because of the inflation, it's no longer $1 million that you need in the bank. You need $2 million liquid in the bank after making all your investments. But if McDonald's used our business model, instead of $2 million, they would charge you nothing to be part of the business. So let's imagine this. McDonald's just came into town. Nobody knows about it. And they're going to be using the exact same business model that Monavie does. Instead of charging you $1 million or $2 million, they're going to all you're going to do is come into the business and buy product for you to consume. McDonald's products are what? Burgers, French fries, and cola. So you go there and you ask for a number one. What's a number one, everybody? If you answer, shame on you. You couldn't. Well, just kidding. It's been the same menu for the past 40 years, so I'll give you that. So let's say you go into McDonald's and they say, okay, all you need to do to become a franchisee is come in and order one of our combos. So you say, okay, I'll take a number one. So you take with you a Big Mac, French fries, and a Coke. Now, with this, you are now entitled to do the business. And basically, what you have done is come in and purchase product to consume. At the same time, you're going to be sharing this product. So now I see my buddy Wayne, and I share some of my burger with him. And I say, hey, have some of these crunchy, delicious fries. Here, wash it down with this delicious Coca-Cola. What do you think? He's like, oh, my God, Mike, this is delicious. I want one of my own. Where do I get it? And I now tell him, here, you're going to go to McDonald's. Big golden arcs, but they're going to ask you who shared it with you, who recommended this place to you, and you're going to say Mike. Now, when he goes over there, I'm going to get 10% cash back every time he goes, but not only that, I get 10% cash back for everyone he shares it with, and everyone they share it with, and everyone they share it with are limited. So it's the same concept. How much did it cost you to build the business, to become a part of it? Nothing. Because what you invested on was your own product, your own food. So it's the same concept with Monavie. Monavie is not charging you to be a part of the business. You're coming in and you're buying products. So if you decided that you're going to take this business serious, and it was that same McDonald model that they're using like Monavie, then if you're going to go out there and share this number one, this combo, then at least supersize it. Okay? It's common sense. You're going to need product. You're going to need some of their product to go out there and share with people. If you're really smart and entrepreneurial, hey, grab 4, 5, 6 burgers. Get a 500-point kit. Get a 1,000-point kit, because all it is more product to share with. Worst case scenario, you're going to eat those 6 burgers. Get some Pepto-Bismol. In Monavie, worst case scenario, you're going to drink all this product. We need it anyway. So it's a simple business model, guys. Come in, get product, drink it, share with as many people as you can. The more product you have, the more people you can share it with. The more people you can share it with, the more money you make. The more money you make, the happier you are in this business. It's that simple. Guys, I have a 10th grade education, so I always say that if I'm able to understand something and explain it, everyone gets it. So I hope everyone got that, guys. And that's pretty much how I explain it to a new person coming in. So I try to simplify it. Keep this business simple, guys. I love it. Keep it simple, stupid, and it'll be easy to duplicate. And guys, remember something. You're going to speak to a lot of people, yes. You're going to get a lot of no's, absolutely. Guys, I sponsored about 100 people in Monavie. 100 people, not counting about the 15 or 20 that I gave away to my mom and my mother-in-law and some friends and stuff that I shouldn't have done. And That being said, out of 100 people that I did sponsor, I found around 10 people to do the business with me. 10. It's 10% of the ones that do come in that are going to do it. So if you sponsor 40 people, which is your goal, trust me, you will find 3 or 4. Guys, if you find 2, it's going to change your life. But you got to go out there and sponsor 40 people and do it within a period of 3 to 6 months, because this way you build some momentum. If you do that, guys, I guarantee you, you will find 2 to 3 people who are going to be serious about building this business, and that will change your life forever. It's going to be worth all the sacrifice. It's going to be worth all the headaches. You know, when dealing with people, guys, I'm sorry. It's just part of the territory. But all I'm trying to say is it's well worth it. I would have done it again. I'm willing to. I would have been willing to work 10 times harder and make 10 times less than I've done in Montevideo. To make all this kind of money, trust me, I'll take all the headaches that any people can give to me. I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, you answered the question all right, Mike. Thank you so much, my friend. I'm so glad to have you on the call. Go ahead and get back to Heather and the guests out there, and give me a call later. We'll chat.
We'll do, guys. We're going to go now and get some good old Chewies. We're in Texas. We're going to take advantage and get some good Tex-Mex out here, the best Mexican food in the country. So I appreciate you, Wayne. Love you. Thank you for everything you do, my friend. You're more than a friend. You're my brother. Love you, Bubba.
Love you too, man. And you know what? I'm going to take this time at the end of the call just to say a quick prayer for your dad. And, Lord, I just pray right now that the doctors get the right knowledge and understanding for what's going on with him. We pray for miracles. We pray for supernatural healing to be done. And, Lord, we pray for your Holy Spirit to be upon the family to calm any stress, calm any worry at this trying time. In the only name that I know how to pray, and that is the name of Jesus. All right, Mike, thanks. And everybody else, thanks for being on the call. I'm going to open up the line so you can announce where you're from. This is Wayne Yolery, Youngstown, Ohio.
Eduardo Berriondo, Orlando.
Vicky Haver, Palm Beach County.
Angel, New York City.
Orlando.
Hold on.
So, Andrew, Texas.
Indianapolis, Indiana.
Eugene Collins, broadcast for
Calgary, Alberta, Canada.
Texas City. Bristol, Connecticut.